What is up, guys? Ran out of things to say. Whatever, I'm sure I'll think of something by next week. In this episode, we are going to be creating speed zones. What are speed zones? Well, I'm glad you asked. You see, these are zones or platforms that modify your speed when you interact with them. So they make you faster or slower. There's going to be two types: the static one that stays the same, meaning it either slows you down, speeds you up, or has no effect permanently, and there's going to be the dynamic one, which changes colors, from time to time. The speed zones will come in three different colors: red, yellow, and green. Yes, like traffic lights. Pretty smart, I came up with that myself. They will also function very similarly to the traffic lights. Yellow does nothing, green speeds you up, and red slows you down. First, I wasn't going to include yellow, but ultimately I felt it gives it gives more depth to the speed zones, if that even makes any sense. And I also decided not to make the speed zones so rigid. You'll see what I mean when we finally start testing them. So now that we are done with this, that super long introduction / explanation, let's make some speed zones. As you can see, I have now modified my scene. It now has these two louvers and a bunch of markers. Each of these louvers are split into three parts, and I could turn each of said parts into a speed zone. So first, I'm going to add this script called Speed Zone Manager to each of the louver sections I actually want to become speed zones. Alright, so 4 out of 6 louver sections are now speed zones. And speaking of the script itself, it doesn't have much right now, just an ID that determines what this speed zone will actually do, with 0 being yellow, 1 being red, and 2 being green. So I'm going to go ahead and modify this script to make this actually work. Alright, so that's done. Let's play the game now and see if it works. Okay, it seems to be working. Like these louvers have changed color, but let's see if it'll actually speed us up or slow us down when we come in contact with it. Nice. As you can see, I actually slow down when I stop on a red one and speed up when I stop on a green one. And of course, as God intended, when I step on a yellow one, nothing happens. Alright, this is cool. Static speed zones are great, but we can make them even greater. I mean, why settle for Caesar when you can have Alexander, right? So we are going to turn these static speed zones into dynamic speed zones. So to do that, I'm going to go ahead and add a whole bunch of new parameters and modifications to my speed zone manager script. Alright, that's done. So let's look at what we've got. As you can see, there's a whole bunch of new parameters here. The first one is the ID, we know what that is. The second one is the option to mark it as dynamic. Now, if it is dynamic, you go down to the next parameter called the speed zone ID sequence. This is where you set the order in which the speed zone would actually change. Like, will it go from an ID of 0 to 1 to 2, or 1 to 0 to 2, or 0 to 1, or 2 to 1, and so on. The next parameter is very interesting, as this option, you tick it if you want your dynamic speed zone to switch types randomly rather than follow a predefined path. In the future, I'm going to put a caution sign before any speed zone that is set as random, because I feel like if I don't do that, it will make these kind of speed zones more frustrating and less fun than they otherwise could be. And finally, we have the speed zone change time that basically dictates how long a speed zone takes to switch from one color to another. So I'm going to quickly set up these parameters and run the game to show you the results of my label. Hopefully you appreciate it. As you can see, it works. The louver goes from red to yellow, and if I run on it, my character speed will reflect the color of the speed zone. So that's it for this video, guys. Thank you so much for watching. You can support me by liking the video, leaving an awesome and encouraging comment, and sharing this video with anyone you feel would be interested. This was a pretty long video. I don't think I've done one as long as this since I did my one on one-way collisions. So please, this game is a lot of work and effort. Supporting me on Patreon would go a long way. And you get a lot of awesome perks like animations, character models, props, early access, so much more, even your own custom cameo within the game. So please check it out. Once again, thank you very much for watching. I appreciate you and I will see you next time. Adieu.